Well, hello guys, and you can just see that we are keeping our poker face and what do we say, fake smile on our face because it's been a very exhausting and what do we say, unbelievable kind of a season for Los Angeles Lakers, and actually we were beaten by the best team in the NBA, the Denver Nuggets. Again, the most important word over there is again because we weren't being able to beat them in 12 consecutive games. And then we had this one chance. We also had a chance today and we blew it away. And yes, LeBron James and Lakers are out of the playoffs. Aniket, your point on that because I just can't stress more on this point.
Yeah, as you said, it's been an unbelievable season right from the get go where the team initially struggled the first couple of months. Then they played a very good month or so during the in-season tournament where they won the tournament. Then they had again a mixed, I would say, an eventful post in-season tournament run where they lost like 10 out of 13 games. And then
Right.
towards the end of the season, they kind of picked up their swagger and got back to the plane seeds when people thought that they might not even be able to make the plane at the first place.
Yeah.
So they got back to the eighth spot and then made it to the playoffs, only to face Denver, who's been their nemesis throughout these last couple of seasons. And us Laker fans, we did spin a positive outlook to the series. We thought Lakers did have a chance, especially LeBron being healthier compared to last season and AD still being AD. Who AD did have a tremendous season. To be frank, he played 76 games this in the regular season, the most he's played since I think when he was a New Orleans Pelican. So it's been from that perspective, it's been two good individual seasons from LeBron and AD. But again, running into Denver, the best team in the NBA, as you said, it brought about all kinds of different challenges. And going
Exactly.
down 3-0 in the first three games is definitely not the best start to a series. Obviously, they did win the fourth game to break that 11 or 12 game streak which Denver had over them. But in today's game, we saw that whenever when it came for hitting the shots in the crunch time, Denver always was that one step ahead of the Lakers, despite what the Lakers threw at them. So I think we're going to talk about it more in this show right now in terms of what the Lakers' plans ahead are, how they lost this series, as well as what lies in LeBron James's future at LA.
I mean, yeah. First of all, I would want to discuss about Darwin Ham. To be honest, last season we somehow made it to the conference finals because we weren't expecting that. To be honest, at first we weren't expecting we would reach the conference finals, and as we got swept away by the Denver from that conference finals, I don't know what has happened. There's black magic or some kind of thing. We weren't just able to beat Denver in any of the games. Any of the games, be it last season, be it this season, we have just been, just, I mean, losing as if we are like what, practicing buddies for them. So, it's quite strange, when we think about Denver, like they went on a very big run, to be honest. 11 games is not a small run.
Yeah.
Though Lakers have had issues with a lot more teams which were having bigger runs. But this 11 game losing streak just pinches me a lot for this one reason. Because Lakers didn't play poor basketball for majority of the games. We were the better team than Denver. The only problem we had was apart from AD and LeBron, nobody was consistent, and the in-game decisions made by our coach you know have affected us mentally and also physically. When you have to take a timeout, when you don't have to take a timeout, when you have to go for a challenge, when you don't, when you have to bring in what player at what time for how many minutes. I mean, sometimes I think Darwin Ham, I don't know who gave him that badge, that and who gave him the right of being a coach of a
Hmm.
basketball team, let alone the Lakers, but even be a coach of a basketball team. So it's just baffles me a lot that It's very silly mistakes. Like even if we consider today's game, we all were hoping that we'll be able to see Jared Vanderbilt at least play a few minutes because his defense is pretty helpful, and he's a very good athlete. If you have to beat Denver, you have to be very athletic
Yeah,
because we have much more pace than Denver. Denver doesn't have pace.
yeah,
They have physicality. That is how they blow you up. They blow you up with your physicality rather than the pace. So it's really, shocking, and I'm still not able to get over the fact that how many poor coaching decisions is this guy Darvin Ham gonna take for the Lakers?
yeah.
Go ahead. I mean, you
I
can just
think
carry on with it.
I think it definitely made some great points in terms of the coaching. And before that, if we look at the series, since you've already pulled up the stat sheet from
Yes.
NBA.com, I mean, you
Yes.
can, if you pull up some of the stats, you can just see how close the games have been, right? So,
Exactly.
I think there, we read a stat on Twitter or on X that the Lakers lost by a combined total of 11 points over the four
Exactly.
losses that
Exactly.
they've had.
Yes. Yes.
So you can,
Yes.
from that itself, you can see, understand how close the series was. Plus, they had a lead in each and every game up to halftime.
Right.
At some point, they've had 20-point leads also, which unfortunately they've blown when we all watched the game to debacle from them.
Right.
So the series was close. I mean, you brought up some stats here, as I can see, in terms of AD and Jokic's individual performances. I think both of
Yeah.
them I mean, AD and Jokic probably played each other equal in the series. Jokic was in no way superior to AD, probably barring today's
No.
game where unfortunately AD did get injured. But apart from that, I think the two played an equal
No.
kind of a series in terms of that
Even
perspective.
even Aniket, if you look at today's game, until the point AD was healthy, Jokic was not able to get any shots over AD. Once he got injured in that third quarter, Jokic
Yeah,
understood, and that's what great players do. They know what's happening. They are so mentally strong. He kept on firing at AD, and then you know what happens when Jokic keeps on firing. And
yeah,
like you said, we have been so close. I mean, just look at the averages of point.
exactly.
Just 1.8 points is the difference in the whole season. I mean, the whole series. I mean, no one can get this close to this champion side. No one can get. No one can get it. And I mean, yeah, if we look at the whole of I mean series as a whole, of course it had to be the matchup between the two stars of each team. You know,
Yeah,
though I mean Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic versus LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But if we take it game by game, Michael Porter Jr. has been actually the real daddy of Lakers. I being a Laker fan, it's very hard to say those words, but Michael Malone is right. Though Denver, no, Michael Malone is wrong. Though Denver is daddy of Lakers, but it's only Michael Porter Jr. because it is he who has always hurt the Lakers when Lakers were on a run. And for the 4 or 5 minutes when we are not at all shooting well, we don't know what we are doing. That is the point where Michael Porter Jr. will come up with some insane threes, with in some insane twos, and he cuts down the lead. And in another 5 minutes, Denver are in the lead. So
yeah.
that's
I
how it
think
has been.
I think it didn't. I think Lakers didn't help the cause in defense as well. Wherein at times they used to double Jokic, helping one
Yeah,
pass away from Porter Jr. And you just
right,
can't leave him open. You just can't give him even an inch of space because he's what 6'10", 7 foot almost, and he shoots it like Steph Curry from that height. So
right.
if you're given an inch of space, you can't guard his shot, you can't block his shot, and then he's gonna just
No,
rise up over a defender and shoot it. Above you. And at times we had D'Lo or Austin Reeves guard him, in mismatches. So those are just very small defenders to put on Porto Jr. and he can easily rise and shoot over you. So he had a hell
all
of a series. I mean, kudos to him. He's probably still shooting threes right now. I think he just shot another three to help the to kill the Lakers right now. So
when you brought up points of Breeze and D'Angelo Russell, just look at this chart. If you're able to see, I don't know, guys, you might be able to see. This
yeah,
is the game one. On the right hand side, you can watch it's Michael Porter Jr. Look at the point. Look at the shots he has taken from inside the paint. He has scored all. And if you see
Hmm.
D'Angelo Russell, he has missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like missing 10 easy
Yeah,
points because that is a point blank range for an NBA shooter. To be
yeah,
honest, and everybody knows, Russell is a point guard and also shooting guard. So you have to be efficient while shooting, but he wasn't the whole season, the whole season, and the whole playoff
yeah.
series.
I think if we talk about individual players now for the Lakers, so obviously D'Lo did not have the best of seasons. He only played well up till what from the trade deadline to the start of this playoffs, and then again against
Right,
Denver. We all thought that he could
right,
struggle, but we did expect somewhat of a regression to because last year's playoffs he did have a very poor performance. So we thought there could be some kind of regression and he could play well, but
right.
unfortunately games 1 and 3 he was absolutely zero in terms of showing up and helping the Lakers. So that hurt the Lakers pretty much.
Sure.
And then the games when he did perform, the Lakers unfortunately lost those games. So, and today's game again, he did not have a good performance. So,
No.
we'll talk about D'Lo more when we talk about Lakers' future in terms of the roster construction next season. But another poor series, and that throws his future very much up in the air for the Lakers next season.
Right. The second game that the Denver Nuggets won by just 2 points was again an insane game, and I want to again put up the game chart. I just want to show the people like what has actually happened there. Again,
Yeah,
it was Michael Porter Jr. I mean, just look at these shots for Denver and for Lakers. If you look at both the charts, we can see that Lakers had a good efficiency. Denver didn't have an efficiency. But what the Lakers lacked was, the second chance points and the hustle points. Because the offensive rebounds that we started allowing the Denver to have, like Aaron Gordon and MPJ, were just inside the box and taking rebounds after rebound. And I have heard a lot of commentators and experts talk about that the starting lineup has to play more minutes in the playoffs. It's the playoffs. They are like it's the playoffs. I know, man, it's the playoffs, but everybody is a human being. They require a perfect rest and have to be substituted by a guy who is not as accurate as the previous guy, but is able to take his place and be actually 60% or 70 of that person. Jackson Hayes, till the time Christian Wood was injured, should have played more. I know he is a guy who uh, overturns the ball, turn over the ball a lot of time. But the energy, because
yeah.
Lakers needed some energy, and he was the guy whom we should have gone to. But
He
again,
definitely should have played more than the amount of minutes. I
yeah,
think he got combined like what 7 or 8 minutes across the series, which is pretty less. I think he could have at least gotten like probably 3 to 4 minutes a half, and that could have boosted the Lakers' energy on both sides of the floor. But unfortunately, I don't think he had a very bad game too, and then from that point, Darwin stopped trusting him. But yeah, I think you made a good point. Definitely, Jackson Hayes did deserve a few more minutes than he got. So
I mean, I don't know why he kept on playing Gabe Vincent and Spencer Dinwiddie. They were like of no use. If you just wanted to have people who have to stand in there, you could have put in Max Christie. I mean, he would have got some kind of experience of playoff. I mean,
Max,
he's more confident.
talking about Max Christie, did you? I'm not sure if the people watching, or maybe I'm not sure if you came across it, but after the game, during the exit interviews, I think he did mention that it was unfortunate that I'm just paraphrasing, but it was unfortunate that he did not get a chance, and he definitely would have liked to play, and as this would have helped the team, or something along those lines. So you can see from a mindset perspective that he did want to play, but then Darwin did not have the trust in him, and we did not develop him as well, in the regular season. But I mean, regular season also we barely gave him any minutes, despite the fact that we had so many injured players.
Right,
So it was a very sad kind of a sight to see him rotted to the bench. Definitely, he would have done a much better job than probably Gabe or Spencer both. So it's
right.
sad to see that. And then speaking of Gabe and Spencer Dinwiddie, I think it was a mistake, as you said, giving both the minutes. They could have probably focused on one of them instead of giving both minutes.
I
in the
mean,
same lineup as well.
right. Do you remember, Aniket, we used to curse Torian Prince a lot, but he actually showed up in the playoffs. He actually showed up. I mean, I'm also shocked. I mean, he was much
Yeah,
confident in taking threes, and I was like, Spencer has got the ball, man. He's not even reach the basket. And
I
what was he
agree.
doing today? I mean, he's going up for a layup and missing it from a point blank range.
Missed two
I mean,
free throws. Yeah. I think,
uh,
as you said, Torian did have a good game, did have a good series. That's all because of Rui's underperformance. I think Rui had a very bad series, so Rui's future is also up in the air. He might be one to be traded. Also, you never know. But
right,
Torian, as you said, good. Good series from him. I think he probably could have started this game. I'm not sure because he was better than Rui the last four games, so maybe he could have started. That's
right.
probably something Davinham could have done different in this game. But yeah, I think kudos to Torian. He got abused the entire regular season, but he did show up in this one series.
Exactly, exactly. That has been the kind of ups and down season for Lakers. A very inconsistent bunch of players apart from AD and LeBron. And to be honest, Austin Reeves was quite consistent the whole season long. But as soon as the D Day came, the D Day series, playoff series, when it matters the most, he actually started having problem with his confidence.
Yeah,
I mean, I just want to say one thing to Austin Reeves. If he's hearing this out, or somehow this video or message reaches to him, just look at stats of Jamal Murray. He shot 25. He had 25 shots today. He made just 11 of them. It's not even 50%, brother. But he
mm,
was the game changer for Denver Nuggets, and he was adding points here and there. So, Austin, I know you are not LeBron or Anthony Davis, but for me, you are the white LeBron James of the Lakers because you have that mentality monster in you.
yeah,
If he remembers the Celtics game, it was him and D'Lo who actually beat the ass of the Celtics. So it's fine. It's fine because I know I mean, when I watched his interview, and even Mike Rudel said that Austin Reeves wasn't happy with his performance at all, and he knew it. He knew it. We could see on his face, and he was quite nervous while taking the shots today. But I was very happy when he started going near the rim. And
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm always repeating this: Lakers are the best team in the paint. No one can
yeah,
actually beat them. Be it Rui, be it Austin Reeves, be it LeBron James or Anthony
mm,
Davis. You are the best guys in the paint. I'm not taking name of D'Lo because D'Lo is just a person who will shoot threes. His mid jumpers are also bad, but these four guys are really good in paint. So
yeah.
Austin, just it's fine. It happens.
I think what
Uh,
what hampers Austin in the playoffs is he's probably always given the task to guard the hardest player to guard on the opposing team. Remember last year's playoffs, he had to guard Steph Curry in round two and then Jamal
yes,
Murray in round three. And this series
yes.
now again he's guarding Jamal Murray. I think he's been assigned the task of guarding him probably the most. Compared to the other guards we have, so that kind of lowers his offensive output as well. So probably next season is something for the Lakers to take into account that it's better that they have probably a defensive minded guard next to Austin Reeves at certain times in the game. I so wish we still had Alex Caruso. Imagine a Caruso and Reeves backcourt tandem. That would have been so nice because then you have Caruso to chase around Murray and Austin can take over the offensive output of the game. So that is
You know
what
you
we probably need next season.
you brought in the point of defensive guard. KCP is free agent in the summer.
Is he? I thought he
So
signed a new contract though.
no, he is a free agent in the summer. And I'm like, if somehow first Anthony Davis has to actually convince LeBron to sign an extension with the Lakers, and if that happens, then I guess LeBron might take a chance on KCP because you know today when I saw KCP, even after twisting the ankle, though it was not a very major injury, but he was hobbling a lot from the second quarter to the mid third quarter. He
Yeah.
wanted to be in the game so much, and that's the Mamba mentality that Kobe has always talked about. So, I would love to have a guy like KCP in the team next season again.
Yeah.
And I please, I want Gabe Vincent gone. I don't want that guy. Why are we paying him 10 million for 2 seasons? I still can't get over the fact. Like
Yeah, I mean,
what
it was
wrong?
unfortunate that the entire season was ruined because of an injury, and then he barely had any time to ramp up. So he could definitely be used in any trade package with the Lakers send out. But
Right.
I don't know, like I don't know how you judge his season because he barely played any meaningful regular
But
season games.
I agree, but I think he is not useful now because I feel it
I,
that way. I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
I mean, definitely if you get someone go better than him, like a Caruso or someone, yeah, you can definitely look to ship him out. But before that, I think we need to talk about a person named Darwin Ham and whether he will have a job next season in LA. So yeah, the big headline after the game was, I mean, Shams Charania, he likes to drop things like 5 minutes after games so that the people or the fans of teams can just watch that. Read those headlines and then just be excited because they already want something to happen, and now when Shams puts up something, definitely something is going to happen. So then
Yeah,
I think you also saw it. We all saw it. We all Laker fans saw it. That immediately after the game, he did put out a statement saying Darwin Ham's job is in peril, and then he might not return next season, as you just put it up on the screen here. So I think we need to talk about this because this is a big story that is developing right now.
yeah. See, I'll let you speak on it because I have spoken a lot. I have spoken a lot regarding Darwin Ham, so I don't want to speak more, to be honest.
So is there anything like particular like you want to ask me in terms of whether he I mean, should he be with
Okay,
the Lakers or should he not be with the Lakers, or you
I
just
don't
want
even. It's a very rhetoric question. Nobody wants that guy.
to.
Nobody wants that guy at Lakers. He has lost the dressing room. And you might agree that the points which I had pointed out earlier, all the
Yeah.
in-game decisions that he takes, he doesn't trust his players. I mean, look at Michael Malone. Even if the coach challenge is wrong, he would still take it up because he trusts his player. And this guy doesn't
Mhm.
trust anything that has happened in front of his eyes. We could see in the previous game how
Yep.
LeBron actually shouted at the bench. In the Lakers coaching staff, I guess it's only Phil Handy who is nearer to everyone, every player, and I don't think any other coach comes. Any other assistant coach or a coaching staff member comes close to the players like Phil Handy does.
Mhm.
Because so this is my take on Darwin. I mean, he should just go to China and train there, coach there. Please leave the NBA.
Yeah.
There
Hmm.
is a person or there is a team I would like to ruin. That's the San Antonio Spurs. Go there, coach
Yeah.
Wemby.
Please go there. You're
Yeah.
the future. Go there. But if we
Yes.
talk about this, sir, I think definitely he is. I think 90% he's gonna probably lose his job, which is unfortunate because he came into the Lakers coaching staff, or as a head coach of the Lakers, as a people's, or I would say a players coach, right? I mean, everyone
Right.
initially when he
Right.
joined the team, the reason everyone liked him back then, or even when they won the IST as recently as December, was because he listened to the players and he used to speak on behalf of the players. He was very like friendly, so people used to like him for that. But now, as we get more into the Shams' article and see what's going on or what's transpired, we see that some players think that he doesn't know how to coach, or maybe he's not giving them the right tactics during games, or his
Right.
post half adjustments are not comparable compared to some of the other top head coaches in the franchises that we have right now. So a lot of a lot of negative aspects towards his coaching at this point. So definitely, if you lose to a team, the same team again, it's not good. But you're losing to them in the first round. You initially struggle to make the playoffs, and then you have all these disagreements with your players as well. Your star players do not respect you. You do
Yeah.
not take challenges at the right time. Your timeouts are shit. So there's so many things going against you that there's no use of you coming back. There's no need. I would say there's no strong points for you to come back next season to coach this team, because you're already 1 foot out the door when LeBron James probably does not respect you, right? So it's more or less done for this point at this point for Darwin Ham, which is as I said, unfortunate. He's probably, as they say, some people are good doing jobs like on the periphery rather than the main jobs in any field. So that's probably Darwin Ham. He's very good assistant. He won a
Right.
championship with Milwaukee as well, and he was a very good assistant coach to Mike Budenholzer in Milwaukee. So maybe this kind of a head coaching job is just too much for him to handle, and he should go back to an assistant coach with some other team. So that is
Or
something he might. Yeah.
make his career get back on track with coaching a team like what Detroit Pistons or Washington Wizards,
Hmm.
because they are a team no one is going to be serious about, and he somehow manages to take them to playoffs, just playoffs, or
Yeah.
even the play-ins. He'll be having that career trajectory again, which will be positive. But I don't think it's going to happen, because when you lose the dressing room with not only LeBron, but it's also with Anthony Davis, because when he came out and said there were some minutes that we don't know what we are doing on the defensive and offensive floor, and then DLO, that I know how I am. I don't need support of any other person. I'm like, man, this is just too much. And Austin
Yeah.
Reeves actually crying out on the shoulders of Phil Handy rather than Davina. So we could see that who the players were close to and are close to, and Davenham might be the scapegoat here, but I would blame all the role players that wasted another LeBron's, actually one of his best years that I've ever seen him play. Because
Yeah.
considering his age, I mean, he was doing everything, and today he was defending, passing, scoring, going for dunks. I mean,
Coaching.
blocking, coaching, stealing the ball. I was like, what the hell? What else is left? Only refereeing is left. He'll do it for sure after retiring, I guess. For
Because
his
nobody gives him calls anyway, so I guess he should
exactly,
referee his own game.
e-
He's getting hacked
exactly,
down the floor and nobody's giving him calls.
e-
So
exactly. So conspiracy against the Lakers have always been really strong forever. So I just don't want to waste another few years of LeBron James over here.
yeah,
And
I
I
agree.
just
And that's a good segue to LeBron James's future now in Los Angeles. So
yeah,
as
yeah,
so we have a lot to talk about on this also. So let's probably see what happens, or let's probably speculate on what happens with LeBron. So maybe Darvin Ham is gone, so that's the first order of business. But then now it
yes,
comes to your star player LeBron, who's going to be a free agent at the end of probably is a free agent, I think, at the end of the season. So
right,
let's talk about LeBron's 5 years with the Lakers, right? 5 or 6 now. So the first season he missed the playoffs. Second season they win the championship. Then third season was a very short turnaround. They lose in the first round because AD gets injured. The next season was a disaster when they bring Russ in. They don't make the playoffs. Then the season after that they
playing,
trade Russ, get back D'Lo, Vando, and all these guys, and they make it to the Western Conference Finals where they lose to Denver. And now
yeah.
again he's lost to first round to Denver. So in what 5 or 6 seasons, he's only won one championship, and he's not made the playoffs once, and then he's lost in the first round a couple of times. So there's an urgency there to be more successful in his tenure with the Lakers. So he at the end of his contract now, he has a player option which most probably he will decline. So what is he gonna do? As in, will he sign with the Lakers or will he go elsewhere? So there's a lot of speculation on that. So Harry, what do you think about that? Will
Uh,
he stay with the
Ani-
Lakers?
Aniket, I just think like Anthony Davis said, I'll be with him in summer, and that's the very big advantage. At this point of time, to be honest, there is no team actually present who can afford LeBron James apart from Los Angeles Lakers. And now it has also been confirmed that Lakers are ready to offer him 160 million for 3 years. I mean, that's the highest extension that is available for the players, and he's going to get that. So Lakers front office is pretty much on the verge of saying that LeBron, you got to stay here. But if that has to happen, they have actually wasted three of his most exciting
Yeah.
years that he played basketball at Lakers. The first one trying out with the youngsters, making a team like a dynasty. We'll create from the word go, nothing happened. Next year, they get in the best player, I mean, one of the most upcoming and the best players in the league, who was single handedly actually tearing apart the league in the Western, not the league, I would say the Western Conference, Anthony Davis. They just get with him. COVID comes, and we win a championship. And after that, again, we go, we take a dip, all
Yeah.
because we could not find the right match for LeBron James, who is consistent. Whatever I have, I mean, the basketball that I have seen for the past 5 years, LeBron's team needs guy like Alex Caruso, Austin Reeves, KCP, Danny Green, AD, and LeBron James. If these guys play, he's gonna win, because you have good wing defenders, you have good fast break players, you have a 3 point specialist in Danny Green, who wasn't missing a lot. DLO missed a lot of open threes, and even in today's game, Rui missed a lot of threes, wide open threes for no
Yeah.
reason. So when you get in players, at least make them shoot the ball well. I mean, I just can't understand how does any Tom, Dick, and Harry joins the Warriors and start shooting well, because they coach him well to shoot threes. Why can't the Lakers do the same?
It's
Because
probably
this
a
guy,
problem with the bright lights.
I
The
mean,
bright lights of LA is a problem for most players.
LeBron had one of the best season in percentage wise as a 3 point shooter this year, in the
Imagine
twilight of his career.
he's improved in something at the age of
Exactly,
39.
39. And we have players who have been playing this, who are playing in this league for the past 10 years and still aren't doing that job consistently, and have that egoistic nature that I don't want to sign with the Lakers. I'll test, the free agent market. Come on, Russell. I challenge you. You're not going to get a good deal than Lakers.
Hmm.
If you have guts to prove everybody wrong, come back to Lakers, prove everyone wrong.
But that
You
was this
have,
season, right? That's what I was saying. That was this season. He should have proved
see,
everyone wrong this season
exactly,
and in the playoffs, which he
right.
didn't do it.
Yeah, because he's the same. He did the same thing.
He's not a playoff performer. That's what we can conclude, right?
He he,
So,
he did the same thing last season. Struggled the same way. He talked too much. I'll come back. He talked too much he didn't talk much after the game one. He started shooting a lot. Suddenly he got his mojo back in game two, and we knew what is gonna happen in game three, and it happened. And 0 points in game four. I mean, dude, what the F? You're playing 30
game
minutes
three,
and
game three.
okay, you're playing 30 minutes, 35 minutes and scoring 0 points? You
Yeah,
have not
that was a
even scored from
disaster.
how do you call yourself a starter and a player who, any team would like to want him to get back? Yeah, you can go to Steph Curry and play with the Warriors again. I don't mind that. Because then again, you'll be the scapegoat like Thompson has been made, you know, all season long. So
Yeah.
you'll
D'Lo
be
just
made
did a
the
Clay
scapegoat.
Thompson.
Yeah. And it's fine if everybody is getting on the nerves of yours, because we brought you in for one job, to shoot threes. That is why you are brought in Lakers.
Yeah.
We are not like a team. Oh yeah, chalo, we'll help you a lot because you are LeBron-esque type of a player. You are not, because LeBron is still making difference at this age, and you can't even make that difference when you are like what, 30. And this
Yeah.
is the right this is the right age when all the NBA stars actually hit their peak. If inconsistency of this uh, measure is your peak, then I'm sorry, DLO. I'm really sorry. It's gonna be tough for you.
Yep.
It's gonna be tough for you. You're gonna do a Dennis Schroeder then. He thought he would be one of the best. He left the Lakers. What happened? Nothing.
Yeah, he
So
had to come back and then he left again. So,
and again nothing happened, and nothing
yeah,
happened.
he's probably bouncing around the league at this point. But I
Yeah.
hope D'Lo, for his sake, does make the right decision in free agency, and that if he doesn't, he has time to opt into his player option or opt out. So, which is most likely he's going to opt out at this point.
Right.
So for the Lakers' sake, if he opts in, we can use that salary as a trade chip and move his salary around for
See,
good better
Aniket,
options if required.
Aniket, the
But
thing is, everybody knows right now that Lakers would go in for a shooting guard again who shoots good three pointers, and D'Lo will
it's
be in
more of a
market.
defense as well for me because we lacked a lot of defense with Austin and D'Lo starting.
Uh,
Because neither of them is a good defender, unfortunately. As much as Austin tries and D'Lo sometimes also tries, but none of them are good defenders. So
I,
the main
yeah. Oh, sorry, sorry. I always
so
speak up in
I
words.
think from that perspective, what LeBron and the Lakers, if LeBron was to staying with or is going to stay with the Lakers, the main focus for them this offseason is to get someone who is able to defend in that guard position and probably a third scorer, consistent scorer. Maybe Austin is that guy. They still rely on Austin next season as well, but there are a lot of rumors flying around at this point that they are going to look for, they're going to seek out options like Trey Young or Donovan Mitchell or somebody of that sort, because LeBron's future is up in the air, and LeBron is going to do whatever it takes to make sure the team which he is playing for mortgages at their future for him to win now, be it the Lakers, be it anywhere else in the league. So
Just
LeBron
don't
is
do
only going to stay on those terms.
just don't do what Suns did. Pledged 160 million to a person like
That is the
Bradley Beal.
concern at this point with Trey Young, who's also probably earning around 40 million. So that means if
Yeah.
you get Trey Young in, you have LeBron at 50, AD at 50, and Trey Young at 40 or whatever. So you're going in that trajectory. But for me, as I think I don't know if you agree, for me it's still LeBron, AD are still good enough at this
Exactly.
point,
They are. They are.
and they
I,
just need good role players around them. They
I,
need a
I,
KCP
I,
Caruso back.
I would not mind getting DeMar DeRozan if it happens. He still has his heart out in LA. He has talked about L a lot of times, but I guess now we'll have to negotiate two people. First, we'll have to negotiate LeBron and ask him to take less than what 100 million or something for the 3 years. He's not going to do that.
He's not going
Everybody
to do it.
knows
No
that.
way.
And then we asked Demar, please agree for a 20 million option. He's also not going to do that.
If
So
Demar comes for like 11 million, I'm be ready to happy. I'll be like at the
bro,
Los Angeles
that's
airport to wait
bro,
for him. And
that's the steal. Demar for 11 million. We get that proper mid jumper player. We don't want the three pointers. Just hand him the ball. He'll go, go and take his jump shot and come back with a two pointer.
we had an option to go trade for Demar when we traded for Russ, but
I
unfortunately
know.
due to cap complications, we did not do that trade.
Right.
And then trading for Russ was a complete disaster. So that is a concern for me at this point. Now you've already gone that 3-star route previously and it failed miserably. And do you want to try it again and risk another season of the Lakers not achieving their targets? So the Lakers front office and Rob Pelinka, who's probably his job also should be in the line for me because he's not had the great couple of seasons. So now he's tasked this with this job to make this roster good again in this offseason, to please LeBron, to please AD, get a new coach. So there's a lot of important decisions that are resting on him at this point. So yeah, I think you might see a completely different roster next season for the Lakers.
Okay, a question to you. A question to you. Which are the untouchable in the team right now, according to you?
Assuming LeBron signs,
Yeah.
resigns,
He has to resign.
he will most likely.
I did put out what Sham said. Lakers are ready to get in Bronny. So
Yes.
we complete that wish that LeBron wanted to play LeBron wanted to play with Bronny for a season. So we do complete his wish. So I guess that's the leverage Rob Pelinka should take and just say this is where 60 million goes down the drain. We have to agree for 100 million for 3 years. But anyway, if LeBron
Mhm.
and AD do sign, which is I guess there might be two guys who might be untouchable still. But what's your
Yeah.
thought on that?
I think LeBron, AD, and Austin probably are the only untouchables at this
Jared
point.
Vanderbilt, Jared Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I guess Vando also, considering he's the only good wing defender we have. So yeah, four of them I would, say, and the rest you make do of what you can in terms of the trade options. You try to explore trades. You see what you can get for Rui. I know Rui is, a very popular player in LA, and he's a good player, but he definitely does not,
He's
he's not.
inconsistent. He's inconsistent, to
Exactly.
be honest.
He's not worth 17 million a year as well. Plus, he had a very bad defensive performance in this entire series. He lost Michael Porter Jr. so many times for 3 pointers. So you need an upgrade at that position. If you're starting with someone at that size who cannot defend, it's a big problem when guarding people like MPJ and stuff. So definitely they look to trade Rui. D'Lo, obviously, as we know, he might not be on the team, and even if he's there, they might look to trade him with that contract. And then
Yeah.
the rest are like whatever minimum. I think Gabe Vincent, as we discussed, you see what you can get for him.
Okay, I have a wildest thought. Do we sign Dwight Howard again?
No, as much
He
as
has
Dwight
been
is lobbying to come back, he's not the Dwight from 2020.
he has been pleading and just going nuts on Twitter. You still have your Superman outside the team. I mean,
Yeah,
that's fine. I mean that's fine. But just I want to add one more thing. You talked. You took two names. One was of Donovan Mitchell and one was of Trey Young. I
hmm,
would be more comfortable in getting Donovan
yeah.
rather than Trey. But again, it comes down to the point if Magic beat the Cavs, and I guess it's highly likely now because Magic now know what which number to dial to and when. So they
Hmm.
beat the shit out of Cavs.
Yep.
So I just think it might happen if somehow Cavs miss out on the next round, and we might also have a chance for Luca if he misses out, but I don't think he's gonna miss out this time. He is thrashing
You think they're gonna
Clippers.
beat the Clippers?
I
It's
feel
a
so.
2-2 series at this point. So
I feel so. I feel so. It's gonna end 4-2 for me. So I still feel these two stars have to be looked out for. And Rob Palenka, if you're still at your job 5 years down the line or 3 years down the line when LeBron retires, please go and try to bring Anthony Edwards to the purple and gold. Make him wear the jersey because he is what, whose son, whose son,
Jor
Michael
bombs,
Jordan's
Jor
Jorbums.
bombs. Sir.
Anyway, jokes apart, these are the guys who are gonna be future of NBA, and we have seen the flashes of what Anthony Edwards is capable of, what Luca is capable of, and there is one more guy I'm interested in, but he's not gonna come to Lakers. It's Shea. He will never come to Lakers. I know that. So that's why I
I
don't want to talk about him.
Yeah, I mean, anyways, these guys are like gonna be like contracted to the respective franchises for a while because of the way
Yeah,
they're performing in the playoffs.
yeah,
So at this point you have to look at Donovan and Trey as the most realistic option, as you said. Donovan, if the Cavs lose, then it's definitely my first pick, first option in over Trey. So you try to
go all out.
explore and see if Donovan wants to leave Cleveland, and yeah, and see if you can make a trade with the Cavs for him. I would still, be skeptical. I would say still, be away from the Trey Young trade because
Oh,
I'm
well,
just
obvious.
imagining Trey Young in a series against the Denver Nuggets where you have players like Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray and MPJ, KCP, who are far like superior physically to Trey Young. I'm sure Trey Young will put up 45 points or 30, whatever, 30, 35 points on the offensive end. But on the defensive end, he might give up as much.
Right.
So that's the only concern for me trading for a player like Trey Young, who's just barely like 5'11" or something. And when you have a team like Denver, who's everyone is like tall and strong on that team, and so that's a problem for me. And now your biggest, and now your the team that you're looking up to is Denver. There's no other bar at this point because I feel the Lakers are a match for any other team except for Denver in the conference. So now that you've
Right.
played them in the first round, you know like what you lack to beat them, and that is what you have to target in the offseason.
If I have to correct you a little bit, just a little bit, I think even with the inconsistencies that we had in the playoffs, we almost beat the shit out to Denver, and they were scared. They might act as if they were not scared, and oh, it's an easy to get back to the 15 or 20 point run. it's NBA of the 21st century, guys. Even a 30-point lead can be taken down in the fourth quarter, and we have seen that. So, you know, uh, scores and leads have been taken down, but nobody has actually hurt Denver the way Lakers have done. You
Yep.
know, 1.6 the difference between the two teams in the playoff series. I mean, it's like exactly the 4 minutes of margin of errors that Lakers did in every game. Barring that, we had been playing one of the best and beautiful basketball that anyone can imagine, apart from Denver, because Denver do play good game, a simple game which looks more beautiful than all the exhilarating passes that DLO and all try to have. So I guess that's it the Lakers have to take, and
Yep.
Rob
And
Pelinka has to
this
think.
and this is probably the state of the Lakers at this point. Very
Yeah,
uncertain future.
yeah,
You don't know what LeBron is going to do. You have a managerial or a coaching change that you have to look out for in the future, and you have a roster with a lot of question marks at this point. And also, the big question is whether you need a third star, or whether you have to go with better role players. So, a lot of questions at this point, which probably will only get answers for, I don't know, 2 3 months down the line at this point, because that's when everything starts with free agency and all that.
right,
But the
right,
first thing is the coaching change, which we'll probably get to know sooner rather than later, and
right.
then we'll get back to you, or make a video on that once, say, Darvin Ham is no more in his job, or miraculously he keeps his job. He'll also come and rant about it as to why the Lakers have still kept him. So a lot in store to talk about, during this offseason from the Lakers' perspective.
Oh, okay. Like you mentioned, if Davinan keeps his job, I would want to have Rojon Rondo, man.
As
I
an
mean,
assistant, you mean?
no, I would give him the coaching role. I would
You
give
would
him
take
the
Darvin
coaching
Ham as
role.
the assistant?
Davenham has to go out.
Oh, you're
I
saying what
mean,
if Darvin Ham is fired? Okay.
it's better to have Rojon than Davenham. The
Yeah, but
reason
the
I'm
problem.
telling you, the
Hmm.
reason I'm saying this is during his final season. I mean, he was sitting with the iPad and looking at the play and analyzing it in game. That is
Hmm.
the guy, the type of guy we want, because he is very intelligent. Everybody knows that. And right now, the plays have become intelligent. Plays, not the players, the plays have become intelligent. And if you see Lakers, we have just one kind of play. If you see AD free, toss him the ball, he'll get it in the basket, and we come back. So, Rojan can tweak it a little bit and get a little bit more extra. But, it's a wild dream,
Yeah,
bringing
I
Rondo.
I think definitely Lakers will consider him as one of their options because he's a former Laker. He's a champion with the Lakers. But the only problem with that is he's not been an assistant coach yet, and he has no form of coaching experience. So that could be another question mark for the
Right.
Lakers when they're hiring. But definitely, there are going to be options there that will interest the team. So we just have to wait and see who they choose, and for once hope that they do make the right decision. Which they've not been making
With
for the last few
everything.
seasons.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
everything, because don't forget, LeBron is aging. We might not get a similar season next year. Might. It will be a very big thing if LeBron plays the same way that he played this season. Okay,
yep.
guys, that's it from this time. Keep following, subscribing, enjoying, and commenting, and forwarding and spreading our videos. And I guess bye bye, good night. And if you want to be part of it, you can just drop a message on the Instagram. It's Sports with Sadaji and Friends. And that's it. Aniket, anything you want to say
No,
before
just
we?
get us closer to our goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the next 2 months. So we hope you share this message or share this video with everyone. So we talked about the state of Lakers on this episode, and in the next couple of episodes, we're going to talk about the state of some of the other teams who will be probably be knocked out, or who will requires to be who will be making some big decisions this offseason. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you on the next one.
Okay. Bye bye.